Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we want to take a look at a really specific army. We want to take a look at the Townhall 13 army with overall 15 healers. This is going to be crazy. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you like those guide videos I'm doing recently. And well, I would say let's check it out. Let's see how this strategy is working in Legend League. Versus a couple of different bases, anti-3 and anti-2. If you like my videos, if you like my content and you want to support me and my channel, make sure to use the creator code iTzu in-game. You can find that in your settings, in more settings, and at the bottom there's the creator code. But let's check out the first attack. I will do those as a voiceover because this attack strategy is pretty difficult sometimes, especially when you're new to it. What is the idea? Basically the idea is having 3 charges at the same time. If you can pull it off, which means you have 5 healers for your queen, you have 5 healers for your warden, and you have 5 healers for your royal champ, for the new hero. But well, when you're me and when you're used to having only 5 healers, I know already that most of you guys will probably have the same difficulties as me in the beginning, dropping too many healers. For example, you will see it in a second, dropping a coconut loon, dropping the healers, but I dropped by accident 8 instead of 5 healers. The reason why 8 healers are pretty much useless is when you're stacking healers, as soon as you're getting more and more healers, they're getting less effective. This is basically done by Supercell, so you can't charge an entire base with the queen supported by 15 healers and she will basically never die. That would be pretty stupid. So there's a reduction every single time you're adding another healer, which means after the first couple of healers, you're still at 100%, the first 2 to 3 healers, 100% of their power, and then when you're getting more and more healers in there, healing only 20% of their power, only 10%, etc. So when you're adding more and more healers, it's basically useless. So what I did here was a huge mistake already, but we still try to figure out how it would work nonetheless. So I started the queen walk, and since I dropped so many healers, the warden, the eagle is already activated. So I'm dropping the warden to support my queen, getting her less damage on her. And in addition to that, we just want to have to speed things up. Like on this strategy, you kind of often get time fads if you're not hurrying, if you're not getting things together. And this means I have only 2 healers for my royal champ from now on. But once again, this should be fine because we have now 3 healers. We have now 3 walks in a second on our board, which means this should be good to go. Now the warden is coming over to our queen in a second. Here we go. We start with the royal champ, putting those 2 healers on there, coconut loon, and everything is looking good. In addition to the healers, you want to have a couple of baby dragons, a couple of wizards, basically just cleanup troops which can support your main heroes, which can clean up behind the royal champ. And this is how the strategy works. This is the idea behind the strategy, and it's really strong in the beginning, especially when you're finding Townhall 12s or rushed Townhall 13s. This strategy is killing it on that. You can use that strategy in Legend League, in War, you can use it in basically any mode, even in farming it's really effective. So on this attack, time is running out really close because we started so late with our warden, because we couldn't start it earlier, because otherwise the warden, the eagle would have been activated way earlier because we dropped in the beginning 8 healers. This was the biggest mistake of mine, and still we managed to pull it off to get a 3-star on this one. So like I said, this strategy is crazy strong, but let's check out on the next attack if we can repeat that, maybe against the base with a scatter shot. And well, it's getting harder and harder with adding more damage on the board versus our heroes. This is the next base, and this is going to be a stupid ring base. Those ring bases are really annoying to deal with, and in addition to that, you can learn queen charges really well with this strategy. So let's check it out how we can deal with this base, and if we can manage to get the triple or my other special ability, 99%. But let's see. So we're starting off with our queen. Things you want to go for with your queen charge is first enemy heroes. Enemy heroes are really annoying to deal with our royal champ or our warden. Next thing we want to deal with our queen is the enemy clan castle. If our royal champ or the warden's on the enemy clan castle, it takes really long, it's super annoying, so just don't try to take those out with your other heroes, always try to take those out with your queen. So next thing what we are doing, getting the ram in. This time we only dropped 5 healers, which means we can start with our second hero a little bit earlier. You do not want to use your second hero immediately, like it depends a bit on the base, but normally you try to delay it a little bit, so your queen is basically creating a pathing for your second hero. For my second hero, it's gonna be the royal champ, because we want to funnel both heroes. Like, I want to have the queen going to the bottom of the base, I want to have my royal champ going to the top. So this is why I dropped my royal champ a little bit delayed, and now it's going ham. We can rage everything up, and we have our king on the outside just to speed things up for our queen, because this means our king will concentrate on the outside buildings. Our king, wait a second, our king is concentrating on the outside buildings. Our queen is going to smash those defenses in the core. Since we do not really have another nice option for our royal champ and warden, I'm just adding both together, which is a nice combination as well. And this is going to be nice because we can use the warden ability for saving the royal champ, which makes him even stronger. And this means we have right now 4 heroes going strong on this base, all working around the town hall. But now there's a huge error which I did in the beginning. I dropped the ram instead of using my war breakers. We have war breakers in this army composition, and I should have dropped the ram for securing the town hall. But with me dropping the ram to get rid of one wall, this means, well, we could run into a little bit of issues here. The time is not really close, but we do not really have anything to take out the town hall. We have one baby dragon, but this baby dragon is not being able to get the town hall down. So we have to wait for our queen getting everything finished. Queen ability is still on the board, so we should be able to get the triple down, because as soon as she's sitting in that compartment, we're ready to go to get the town hall. So this is, even though it might have been a 99% 1-star, this is going to be another triple for us. And just because, like I said, it did a couple of mistakes, not saving my my ram. And yeah, this is going to be the next triple. So let's check out the next attack and what we can do on this one. This one is going to be actually kind of like an anti-3-star base. This base has already the new town hall, but it has not the new defenses like the scatter shots. So we have to check out, where do we start. I want to go from the town hall side. I want to get rid of the buildings around the town hall, because this allows me to drop my warden later on the town hall. So we have a warden charge for the town hall as soon as my queen cleared everything around that. Then we're having somewhere else a supportive walk for our royal champ. And once again, like I said, I'm still new to the strategy, and once again I dropped 8 instead of 5 healers. I'm feeling really stupid, but I guess that's how it is. So let's check out what is our next step. We will switch from the ram to the slammer, because we cannot enter anywhere around the left side with our ram really successfully. So this is why I'm switching to the slammer. Dropping the slammer onto the air defense. Air defense means we can enter the core, we can enter the multi-inferno tower at the top, and then dropping a baby dragon to funnel everything in. What we did now is we basically get rid of all of the buildings around the town hall, most of the buildings, which means we can now in a second drop the warden from 6 o'clock to secure the town hall and get rid of that. That's a nice thing to have. And let's check out the king. The king is dropped first. So this means the buildings around the town are getting even more cleared. We have to wait for the king to go away, otherwise our warden might follow. And as soon as the bomb tower is down, we are starting dropping the warden, using king ability, and so far, so good. Everything is looking really good actually. Our warden should secure the town hall, our queen should be fine in the core, using another rage on her to keep her alive, and now using on the outside the royal champ, just to make sure that her is staying alive as well, with a couple of more healers. And well, now the big arrow for us, the queen is breaking through the wall. So since this attack is not really going as planned, let's talk about how viable this attack strategy is going to be. Because I think it's really strong at the moment, but at the same time I think this attack strategy might get huge issues as soon as we're getting into the phase where people are getting max defenses, max scatter shots, max inferno towers, max air defenses, because those air defenses are really paying for most of the healers. Because, for example, the royal champ is getting outranged by those defenses, In addition to that, if you're getting those maxed cannons in, take a look at how close all of those attacks were based on my rages and freezes and spells in general. If the defenses would have been maxed, expos, cannons, like I said, those point defense defenses, if those would have been maxed, I think most of my triples were not possible. So I think in the beginning, this attack is really strong, but I think as soon as we're getting deeper and deeper into Townhall 13 and people are actually maxing their defenses, I think the strategy will be still viable, but not the number one strategy, which it is right now. Right now it's really strong, let's put it like that. Not the number one strategy, but really strong. This one is going to be a time fail, not another triple for us, but still, we had a good run with this strategy. I hope you guys liked today's video, and I will see you guys hopefully in the next one with another attack strategy. See you guys in the next one. Until then, bye bye.